today we are starting a new podcast. We are calling this podcast The Lads. I'm your host, Taylor House, also known as Tazar2, and I will welcome my co host.
Jerry Miller.
Yes, welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me.
It is not a problem. So let's start with the online school experience. We are both high school students, so we are going to talk about what our feelings are about the online school. I think it was pretty good actually. Pretty relaxed compared to normal schooling.
My online school experience was interesting. It was all right, but for me it didn't feel, of course, the same as normal school because it wasn't normal school. And for people who have a harder time with, say, homework and such, it just felt like homework.
Yes,
Like,
it definitely felt like extra homework.
right,
Like I was saying, when I usually like I'm texting my friends, I usually tell them I gotta do some homework first. If they're like, hey, you want a game or something like that.
right. And for me personally, as I also am not really too great at homework, we'll say that, it was challenging, I will say that, to not be distracted. But I feel the way that most of my teachers handled it was very well.
Yeah.
They
Some teachers, what they would do is take the county provided material and they would just post it on their Google Classroom and you would do it. It definitely felt like busy work.
Other teachers, though, their work was more thought out, if you will. And
It felt more like a class than
right,
just busy work.
right, it was consistent, had a consistent theme, and it followed each topic was followed up with other topics that would help with either understanding that topic or they would use previous information to help with newer topics.
Yeah, I definitely think my physics teacher handled it the best. She would do a lab and then some homework like we normally had, so it definitely felt like I was doing classwork and I was doing my homework.
Right, and my interactive media teacher from CCST, the School of Technology, he handled it exceptionally well. He gave us consistent work that was based off of stuff we were already learning before the school year had been cut short, and it felt like it was actually useful in helping us with what we had already done and what we will be doing again next year, what I really liked.
Right. So if you don't know what he's talking about, it's pretty much OTech. It's
Pretty
OTech
much,
for
yeah.
people who don't know. And his class is about graphic design. So he works with Photoshop and
Yes.
things like that to make graphics. And I've seen the one that comes out of that class, and it's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sometimes, oh,
Sometimes it's pretty amazing.
sometimes.
Sometimes it's a Shrek meme, and that's also amazing.
Sometimes there's anime Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah.
Sometimes. That one was mine. That one was mine. I will own up to that.
Okay. So a couple things in the news we can talk about. The big Rona. The whole reason we're online school.
Yes, the Rona.
I've actually made a graph that predicts how long until the positivity rate gets less than 1%. According to it, it'll take about 117 days. Um, it has been much faster than that. I have about a current 11 or I think it's 11 or 12% error on my equation, which doesn't make it a very good model to base it off of. But I will link it if I remember. Otherwise, it's probably Rickroll. So, yeah, you can take your chance with that. And we'll be shortening the link so you won't know whether it's a Rickroll or a document. You never know.
They'll never know.
They'll never know.
It might not even be a Rickroll. It might not even be a link.
Yeah, maybe it's just a link to a blank page.
Maybe. It could be. Who knows?
So recently, SpaceX, Elon Musk's rocket company, has built a rocket and they went to the International Space Station. Well, they'll be staying for about 2 months, I believe.
Yes, 2 months.
They introduced a lot of new technologies, autonomic docking system, which is interesting. In addition to touchscreen displays in their module.
Very innovative.
It's definitely a step up from the Soyuz rocket, who's
Yes.
been delivering supplies to and from the International Space Station for a while now. It's definitely a big step for America. America hasn't flown in a space mission for
Decades.
decades, and just been relying on the Russians to keep the space station up in the air. So it's definitely opening up for private industries, Boeing,
Right.
SpaceX, Lockheed Martin, things like that, to enter their way into the market and vie for contracts from NASA. But with this success, I feel like SpaceX is going to be leagues ahead of everyone.
Yeah. But I do feel it's opened up the discussion of space travel again. As in recent years, it's still been prevalent, but nowhere near as much as when we first stepped on the moon.
Yes,
And
even before this rocket launch, people were already talking about it. If you remember, American listeners, If you remember NASA's "We Are Going" trailer that they made, it was a really well-made trailer that basically announced that they're working on going to Mars, and they're going to be working with these private contractors, and it's very exciting.
Very. I saw that trailer and I lost it. I was so happy.
Yeah, they are also working on Moonbase.
Moonbase.
That's
yes.
what they were talking about.
Is that what they're calling it? Please tell me.
I don't know what they're calling it.
Oh.
The project.
Moonbase would be a great name.
But they're definitely talking about building Moonbase.
Moonbase is so epic.
Yeah, just having something that's not, just owning something that's not of this Earth.
Oh.
Basically.
Can you imagine living on a moonbase? It's like
that would be so cool.
Moonbase. You're just the first people to colonize the moon.
Apparently, according to NASA, that's going to be us. It's a crazy thought.
You can't see me, but I'm fanboying really hard right now.
So, other odd things that
odd is definitely one word for it. Odd.
Other odd things that are going on. Speaking of the Rona, we have something from Japan. Japan's always interesting with the things that they do and the way that makes into American news. That's what it usually is. It's usually very quite strange. So public travel is pretty big in Japan. You either use that or you use a bicycle. So for public transport buses, they have developed a system on how to make public transport more safe. They actually made this, well, at least this one bus company. They made it similar to like almost like a bag that you wrap around yourself. It's very odd.
That sounds very child safe.
And then they use like the little daylight shades that you would find in some buses that cover your face if you're trying to go to sleep. So it's like that, and then they just have a bag.
Yeah, it's a bag. You put yourself in a bag. That's what it is.
I'll probably put in a picture and
picture right there.
Link the article. Might be a Rickroll. Who knows?
I think every link in this entire podcast is going to be a Rickroll.
Could be a Rickroll.
Every single one.
It could be. So other things in the news. Valorant 1.0 came out. Valorant, for those people that don't know, is a tactical shooter made by Riot Games. Riot Games don't have many games. They have League of Legends, and that's it. Except for a League of Legends card game that also came out recently, in addition to a game that they bought, well, a game company that they partnered with. I think they bought it, actually, the company, Hypixel Studios. If you don't know Hypixel Studios, they made a Minecraft server where you can play mini games. And
Hypixel Minecraft server.
And the game they are making is called Hytale. Hytale is like Minecraft, but it also has RPG elements. So I know, as a massive RPG nerd, that I am going to try that out for sure.
That does sound very interesting.
So with Valorant 1.0, they made a map change, which I hate, and they made a new map, which I don't like too much.
Should we put a picture right there? Bam, picture of the map.
I'll probably put in a couple of pictures of Valorant.
Bam, there's one. Bam.
And just, it's an all-around good game, but also I could play CS. I could play CS:GO, which is pretty much Valorant is CS:GO plus Overwatch. That's what it is. It's CS:GO except they have abilities, and it's a good game. It's well put together. I play it a lot, not as much as some other people that are in the professional gaming scene. Whatever esports teams, 100 Thieves, things like that. I'm no esports, and I'm not that great in the game.
I'm not sports.
The one thing that I don't like about the game is the community. The community is extremely toxic because the game is so competitive. I've seen not so nice things said to me.
That sounds like
through voice chat, text chat, or otherwise. And it's just some things that they say. It's not kind.
Yeah, I've noticed that from a lot of like Fortnite. The main reason people don't like Fortnite that much is because of the community.
Oh, the community is very young
and toxic.
Toxic community. So yeah, that's my take on Valorant. I like it, but I could also play CS.
To be quite honest, I didn't even have an opinion until you told me that there was a game called Valorant. I'd never heard of it before this.
It's interesting. It's free, but I also know that you don't have a very good PC.
You think I have?
Oh, you don't have a PC.
No, I'm saving up for one. I am saving up.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so it is a tactical FPS, and it's PC only, but it's free, so you could pick it up if you want or don't. That's fine too. finally, for the last piece of news that we have something that's not so positive. We have the death of George Floyd. I don't really want to put too much commentary on that. I want this podcast to be a bit of a distraction from the normal
Right.
world
The point of this podcast isn't to get political or anything.
or anything like that.
It's simply a discussion.
I just feel like it has to be said that I acknowledge the fact that exists. A couple of thoughts. I don't like the fact that things are on fire, and I don't think it does very well to help his memory or
Right.
anything like that. I don't think that's super helpful. Anything you want to say about it, Jerry?
In my opinion, I agree with peaceful protest.
Right.
But I won't say most. A lot of the protests we've seen that get a lot of news coverage haven't been peaceful.
Right.
And I do not agree with that, or I do not condone that.
Right. I also think that a conversation has to be started, and but violence isn't the option.
Correct.
That isn't the answer. So we have a segment going on where we ask each other one question. We haven't told anyone the question, so
I haven't told myself the question. I'm kidding.
you
I'm kidding.
haven't told yourself the
No,
question.
I'm not aware of the question. I am aware of the question.
So this
don't
segment is called I Have a Question. So I have a question for you.
worry. Oh boy, howdy.
Jerry.
Do you?
Best zombie survival weapon.
Oh. Oh. Now, that depends on how you interpret zombies. Realistically, or in video games?
We're talking about zombies like, let's say, Walking Dead zombies.
Walking Dead zombies. In that case, anything that could sever the brainstem, I would say, would probably be superior. So maybe some cutting instruments, maybe? Maybe an axe?
An axe.
I'd probably go with an axe.
That's a solid choice. I figured that the first thing you were going to say is a gun.
A shotgun. I was thinking shotgun.
I was thinking shotgun too, but then I considered the fact that ammo is a thing.
Right.
It's rare.
Yeah, but another thing with axe, though, you have to get close.
You have to get
the zombie.
close.
Well, unless you put an extra one handle on it.
Right.
Get a halberd. There we go.
A halberd.
Yeah, bring a halberd with you.
Just go to the local, the local shop where they sell pole arms.
Right, right.
And
Just right around the corner, next to the pharmacy down the street.
Right.
Right.
What I would do is I would get, since I said I know I said Walking Dead already, but I'm already going to make another reference. Good old Lucille, Negan's bat.
A baseball bat against zombies.
A baseball bat.
Okay.
I know you saw how efficient that was.
Right.
If you watched The Walking Dead, you know that it's a fairly efficient weapon, and it can be used on the zombies, beat them back. Yeah.
That is true.
For people that don't know who Lucille is a character in The Walking Dead. She is a bat with barbed wire wrapped around it.
The baseball bat is a character.
Yes.
You're calling it a character.
The baseball bat is a character.
I disagree, but I respect your opinion.
The way Negan cares about his bat, it makes it a character.
I carry my staff in a very particular way, similar to this baseball bat, but would you call that a character?
Well, did you name it?
Oh wait, I did. But I forgot the name. I actually did have a name for it a few weeks ago, but I've since forgotten. Now I'm sad.
Well, then maybe it is a character.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's almost dead because I splintered it several times.
Oh no.
Electrical tape, fix it right up.
That's abuse. You're abusing your character.
Yeah, it deserved it.
Did it?
It did.
What did it do?
It was mean.
It was mean.
It was mean.
Was it hitting
Are
people?
we cutting this part? Or are we keeping it? Is this good content? Do you like this content, viewers?
Yeah.
Oh, are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay, we're keeping this. Okay. Yeah. It was mean. Hard to train with, kind of, to be honest. It was fine, but it was mean.
Right.
Rough around the edges.
Anyway, what is your question?
We've come to that part where it's time for my question.
Your
and-
question.
Oh, okay. This one's kind of weak, but what are your feelings on the fact that your bones are always wet?
Okay. That's definitely an
That was
interesting
not my
question.
own question, by the way. It was from a friend of mine. I don't know if he wants to be credited or not. If he does, his name. Bam, right there. Name.
Okay.
But
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Sure. I'm totally
I couldn't
gonna
think
edit-
of a better question, to be honest.
I'm totally gonna edit that. That could also be a Rickroll.
That's definitely a Rickroll. His name is a Rickroll.
His name is Rick Astley.
Yes.
So my opinion on
Wet bones.
wet bones.
What a great topic.
Well, when I think about bones, I think of them dry.
But that's because seeing them after death.
Right.
But right now, your bones are very not dry.
My bones, yeah, they are very not dry. You know, I never thought of this until now.
Okay. Due to the fact that we have a friend here, also in the room, losing her mind off of the fact that we're talking about wet bones and dry bones. We have to talk about the elephant in the room here. I hope you can hear her laughing there. We do not mean this in a sexual manner. This is a disclaimer. We are talking about calcium-based bones.
Okay, so my opinion on the bones that are
Actual real bones.
actual real bones.
Structural support bones.
Yes.
Boy, I was really hoping we didn't need this sort of a disclaimer.
See now that you said that, I'm probably editing that part out. But
Okay,
now
good.
that you said that, now I can take this question seriously.
Yes, you can.
You want? Why don't you answer the
Why
question
don't I?
first?
It's. Okay, serious time here, boys and girls and everyone else.
Cats and squirrels.
Cats and squirrels, Apache helicopters.
Yes.
Serious topic. I haven't thought about skeletal structures much seriously, and thinking about it now, the concept that our bones are here with us currently in our bodies. It's strange to think about. You always see skeletons as macabre decorations and just
Right.
spooky.
Halloween, spooky
Halloween
time.
spooky time, spooky, scary skeletons.
I don't think wet bones are really something I think about.
Yeah, but like
But
the fact that we have those in our bodies, those spooky things that are used as Halloween decorations, are with us constantly.
yeah,
Weird thought.
it is. It is an interesting thought.
Really.
My opinion on wet bones, though, I don't think it shifts my perspective of what bones are.
I'm just picturing
What?
a skeleton in a body of water, and you just pick it up, and that's what I'm picturing right now.
That's what you're picturing.
Slimy, wet,
See, when I picture a skeleton, I picture like the biology, skeleton
Yeah.
standing in the corner.
on a
On a-
hanger thing,
on a little stand.
back of a classroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dry.
It's dead, no flesh on it. Nothing.
Yeah.
Hopefully no flesh.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully. You don't want one of those fleshy ones.
Yeah.
In the back of your classroom. Boy.
Yeah. That's odd.
Did you say that's hot?
Odd.
Odd.
I didn't say that's odd.
Okay, we're cutting that.
No.
We're cutting that.
No.
We're cutting that.
No.
Okay.
So anyway, this podcast is just starting out. There wasn't much news going around, and in addition, we don't know if you will like this podcast yet. So we're going to cut it off here. I know it's extremely short.
Yeah.
For a podcast.
Decently short.
It's extremely short. Usually podcasts are around an hour and a half to 2 hours, and this one is like 15 to 20 minutes.
24. Actually, after editing, it's going to be a lot shorter.
Yeah. So if you like this, please sure to give it a like, and we'll probably do a longer episode next time.
Hopefully, more news to do longer topics.
And hopefully there'll be more news as the Rona starts to go away. And we'll definitely, if you like it, we will definitely decide to do this again and longer this time.
Hopefully longer. Hopefully, I can get more opinions in there. Hopefully.
Those opinions.
Yes. This time, it was a bit harder for me, I guess. My first time doing a podcast, actually. I'm not sure. Probably your first time, too, right?
I've recorded videos,
Yeah, but yeah, that's
so I
the
feel
thing,
like I have a
you
bit
record
more
videos.
expertise.
Yeah,
here.
I wasn't.
And I'm also a streamer.
Yeah,
so
I'm not quite
maybe
in
that's
the
what-
comfort zone yet. I'm getting there. Loosening up a bit. We're
Yeah.
gonna get there. We'll mellow out in the
Yeah,
end.
so we'll get there.
Yeah.
And anyway, I would like to thank all of you for listening, and definitely leaving that like is gonna be useful to know if we are going to do this again. If you guys actually like this. So this is
I guess
a
that's the
pod
end.
for now.
That's it.
Thanks for listening to the Lads podcast.
Yep,
and
thank
we'll see
you.
you all next time.